A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that defies both Kyiv and its European allies, the United States is set to submit a draft resolution to the United Nations Security Council and General Assembly on Monday, calling for a swift end to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This proposal marks a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy under President Donald Trump, who has recently returned to the White House and is seeking a rapprochement with Russia. The resolution notably omits any reference to Ukraine's territorial integrity, a critical point that has been a cornerstone of previous UN resolutions supporting Ukrainian sovereignty. The submission comes on the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a conflict that has seen the UN General Assembly overwhelmingly support Ukraine's sovereignty, while the Security Council remains paralyzed by Russia's veto power. As tensions rise, Ukraine, alongside more than 50 other countries, is also planning to introduce its own text at the General Assembly, emphasizing the urgency of ending the war this year and reiterating calls for an immediate cessation of hostilities and withdrawal of Russian troops. The juxtaposition of these two resolutions places European delegates in a precarious position, as they must navigate the implications of the U.S. approach while maintaining their stance on Ukraine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has described the U.S. resolution as simple and historic, urging member states to support it. However, the absence of language regarding territorial integrity has raised eyebrows, particularly among European nations who have long championed Ukraine's sovereignty. The Russian ambassador to the UN, Vasily Nebenzia, has welcomed the American resolution but insists that it should also address the underlying causes of the conflict. The vote on the U.S. resolution is scheduled for 3 p.m. on Monday, and it requires at least 9 votes from the 15-member Security Council to pass, without facing a veto from any of the 5 permanent members. This creates a dilemma for European nations like France and the UK, who may find themselves caught between supporting a resolution that contradicts their stated positions on Ukraine and the potential repercussions of casting a veto. Richard Gowan from the International Crisis Group suggests that the competing votes will test the standing of European nations within the multilateral system. He warns that Ukraine could find itself increasingly isolated if it fails to garner sufficient support. Meanwhile, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has reiterated the need for a peace process that fully respects Ukraine's territorial integrity and adheres to the UN Charter. Amidst this diplomatic upheaval, the situation on the ground in Ukraine remains dire. As the conflict enters its 4th year, Ukrainian forces are battling to hold their ground against relentless Russian advances. President Zelensky has criticized Trump's remarks, labeling him a dictator, while U.S. officials have initiated direct talks with Russia, sidelining Ukraine and Europe in a dramatic shift in policy. As the world watches these developments unfold, the implications for international relations and the future of Ukraine remain uncertain. The outcome of the upcoming votes in the UN will not only shape the immediate diplomatic landscape, but could also set the tone for U.S.-Russia relations moving forward. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.